So how can something called micro build something, well, macro? It sounds like a contradiction, right? But that's exactly what we're diving into today, the surprising power of the Python framework Flask. It's this incredible tool that starts super small, but can build absolutely massive things.
And to guide us on this journey, we're digging into Mastering Flask Web and API Development from Pact. I mean, this book is a beast, in a good way. It's a super comprehensive tour of the latest version, Flask 3. It takes you all the way from the absolute basics right up to deploying these huge enterprise-level systems. So yeah, that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How on earth can a so-called micro-framework like Flask power everything from a simple little website to a super complex, scalable system? It seems impossible. Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we've got to start with the core idea behind Flask itself. And that is the whole micro-framework philosophy.
You know, the book's preface just nails it. It calls Flask a powerful, lightweight, seamless, and easy-to-use Python framework. And for me, the magic words there are lightweight and seamless. What that really means is Flask doesn't get in your way. It doesn't force a bunch of tools or decisions on you right from the start. And this is what lightweight actually looks like in practice. Seriously, what you're seeing on the screen right now, that's a complete, fully functioning Flask application. There's no crazy setup, no pages of boilerplate code you have to copy-paste. You literally just import Flask, create an app, define a route, and tell it what to do. It's just that simple.
All right, so if that's the tiny foundation, how do we go from there to building actual, real applications? That's what's next. Let's talk about building with Flask. Man, building a basic web page in Flask is just so intuitive. The book walks through it in the very first chapter. You just define your URL path with that @app.route thing. It's called a decorator. Then you write a regular Python function for it. And finally, you return your HTML. That's it. You get this beautiful, clean, one-to-one mapping from a URL straight to the piece of code that makes it work. So logical.
But here's the kicker. Flask isn't just for making websites. Using the exact same principles, it can spit out raw data for an API. So in this example, you see a curl command hitting an endpoint, and what comes back is an HTML. It's perfectly structured JSON data. It even sets the right headers for you. It's this dual personality that really makes Flask such a powerhouse for modern development, where you need both web pages and APIs. Okay, but wait. If the core is so minimal, so simple, where does all the power for those big, complicated applications come from? Well, this brings us to the real secret weapon in Flask's arsenal, the power of extensions.
And the book has this perfect analogy for it. I love this. Think of Flask as a starter set of Legos, right? You get a handful of those simple, powerful, can-do-anything bricks to start with. But then when you decide you want to build, I don't know, a giant spaceship or a medieval castle, you don't throw away your bricks. You just go out and buy the specialized kits. In the world of Flask, those kits, those are the extensions.
And chapter 4 of the book just lays out this awesome plug-and-play ecosystem. It's like, oh, you need to handle database changes? No problem. Just plug in Flask Migrate. You're building complicated web forms? Easy. There's Flask WTF for that. Need super fast caching? Bam, Flask caching. You see the pattern? You add the exact functionality you need and only when you need it. Nothing extra. And that modular approach right there is the key. That's how we completely debunk this micro-myth. It's exactly how you take Flask and scale it up to a true enterprise-level application. Listen, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Micro does not mean weak. It means it's unopinionated. That's the key. It means you are not locked into one specific way of doing things. You get to start with this beautiful, clean slate, and you decide how to build the complexity your project needs. That's not a weakness, that's not a limitation, that is, hands down, Flask's most powerful feature. And you can literally see that evolution right here. Look, on the left, that's a simple little project, probably fits in one file. But then look at the right. That's a full-on, advanced, large-scale structure. It's using sophisticated patterns like blueprints to break the app up into logical, modular chunks, and something called an application factory, which is a way to create and configure the app dynamically. It's the perfect visual of how Flask grows right alongside your project.
And Flask's job doesn't just stop at serving web pages. Its role goes way beyond that. This diagram, it's straight from the book, shows Flask acting like a conductor, orchestrating these really complex background jobs using a tool called Celery. So what does that mean? It means your app can take heavy, slow, time-consuming tasks and just hand them off to run in the background. That is an absolutely critical feature for any serious, large-scale system.
Okay, so we've designed this beautiful, scalable app, but can it actually handle the real world? Can it take a punch? This brings us to the final and maybe most important step, putting it into production.
And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. Chapter 11 in the book makes it crystal clear. Flask plays nice with the entire modern production stack. We're talking high-performance servers like Junicorn and UWSGI. We're talking containers with Docker and massive-scale orchestration with Kubernetes. We're talking battle-tested reverse proxies like Nginx. Flask isn't some weird outsider. It's a first-class citizen in any professional deployment environment.
And look, here's the proof in the pudding. Pulled right from the book's examples, this is what it actually looks like out there in the wild. You can see the logs, it's Flask, running on a Junicorn server, all tucked away neatly inside a Docker container. This isn't a toy project. This is robust, it's scalable, and it is 100% ready for prime time.
So there you have it. We've seen the entire journey. How Flask starts with just a handful of lines of code and scales all the way up to these complex, containerized, enterprise-level systems. It really does go from micro to macro. And I guess that leaves just one question, really. What journey are you going to take with it?